Okay, P3-13 is one of the examples in the chapter, and they go through one method of creating this shape. There are plenty of ways to do this part. The trick is to make it less complicated, not more complicated. So I think my favorite, and if you want to look back through the playlist to this one, there are quite a few methods that I've gone through to generate this shape. The one I like the best, though, is to illustrate the offsetting the entities. So I'm going to draw the U-shape in the right plane, and then we'll come back and we'll take the cut out of the center. Right, so this is a metric part, and I'm opening up my sketch on the right plane, and this is going to be a contour and region, so we'll select and control select. So the origin and the line, I think I went midpoint and coincident on that one. Oh, midpoint. Alright, so different ways to get that into position. 35. It's one of those, my fingers were getting ahead of my mouth in that description. So I'll include the notch, and then with the symmetry on this one, select midpoint and control select the origin, and can make that vertical. We're given the dimensions off of the back of 10 millimeters, and again, if I apply the front, because of that symmetry, I'm going to get a driven dimension. Alright, so I'll be able to modify the dimension on the back. Let's just say we wanted to go to 9 millimeters. I will see the front one automatically, or the left one automatically update to reflect, because that's the way the symmetry adds it up. Alright, so 20. And we're going to extrude this out. And I want to use midplane. After I select my geometry, I'm going to use midplane. And we have a midplane of 80 millimeters. Okay. Now going back into the right plane, there's no face there to select, but the right plane bisecting the part gives me a good location to work from. So my sketch, and this is one of those, it's about as easy to sketch it as it is to convert entities here with just a few lines. I could probably convert the top and the left, but it takes about as long to say it as it does to just go ahead and sketch the lines. So, alright, so that gives me my shape, my 5 millimeters. I'm going to go back into the isometric view, and the features, we're going to extrude cut, and I want to go for the offset from surface. We have 20 millimeters. So if we did the math, and we have 20 millimeters at both ends, that would be times 2 would be 40, subtracted from 80 would give me a midplane of 80. Blind end condition would be to go 20 in one direction, 20 in the other direction. But the offset from surface we don't get to use too much, so more of an illustration of how it works. Alright, so when I pick that face, then I'm telling it that I want to be 20 millimeters. The terminating point is 20 millimeters off, and it is going the correct direction. So the arrow is showing me the direction of the cut, and then if I reverse the offset, it's going to show me the preview goes either past that face or shy of that face. Alright, the other methods, up to surface, up to vertex, up to next through walls, those don't really apply. So let's go offset from surface one more time. And, oh, sorry, I did that. Offset from surface 20 millimeters. Looks like still have the face. I need to be in direction 2 for this one. That's what I was looking for. And we're going to go offset from surface again. And it's also going to be 20 millimeters. And we're going to look at the preview to get that result. Okay, so I have a what-if scenario where I want to suppress. So if I hide, or hide is pretty much for the sketches, but if I were, and the bodies, if I were to hide this, it probably would hide everything. So the solid body, and as I overrun, I'm going to see its wireframe preview. So show doesn't really do what I want to do here. I want to suppress that cut. And I'm going to go back into the right plane. Alright, so more for illustration purposes, some of the things that we don't get to use. So I mentioned convert. If I convert these two entities, then the thing to keep in mind with convert is these endpoints are going to show as being defined, but at the end of the day, I'm still going to be able to take and drag. Alright, so about a toss-up on the amount of time it takes to convert or just to sketch the 4 lines like previous. Alright, so the other technique then is to go into the extrude cut, and I want to pick this sketch up and move it over 20. So if your from is collapsed, the little arrow is pointing down, we're going to click on that arrow, and the from says that I can offset that sketch 20 millimeters. And then its blind end condition becomes a total of 40. Alright, so pick the sketch up, move it over here, and then cut in that direction. If I reverse the offset, then I have to reverse the direction to get the same result. So in this set of conditions, I've picked this sketch up, I've moved it over 20, and I've cut back 40. Alright, so different combinations, but we don't use from too much, but I do want to make you aware of what it does. Alright, so we can stay with either one of those methods. We'll save this and be ready for the next.